everyone. My name is Jason, and I'm here for a Daily Dose of Hope, day 327. So nice to meet you and nice to see you again. A Daily Dose of Hope is something that I was guided to do back in last February, because I was told that the energies on our planet would start to pick up. And what that means is that the energies are what motivates everything that happens in our world, right? We are motivated by inspiration, by ideas, by feelings, and then we create that in the outside world. And so so the energies are picking up, and as the energies do, things get wackier and wackier, and we it tends to look like a bad science fiction film, which it does, very much so. And so a daily dose of hope is just to kind of keep us all in that middle path. There's the yin and the yang, and that's all playing out, and it's always been playing out in our third dimension. No matter where in history we've been, it's always there. But another part that's always there is that middle path, and we can walk that middle path. We can follow our own mission, our own dreams, and not be swayed by all of these things. We can see them happening, understand what they are, but understand that we have a path as well. And that the more of us that follow that middle path, other people will see that and say, hey, that looks better than jumping into fear and anger and holding on to all those negative emotions and fighting all the time. So, and hello, Inathachama. I can't read your name again. But yep, good to see you as well. So today, what I'd like to talk about is, I guess, 2 or 3 different things, and I'll start with the first one. Gatekeepers of information. Now, within many different realms of information, right? So, for example, in the UFO realm, right, there was the Ancient Aliens. That was a show that was on TV a while, Discovery Channel, I think, and it's still on the Discovery Channel here in Japan. I don't know if it's in America anymore, but I think we get the reruns. But they would release a certain amount of information, but they never go past a certain point. And you'll find this in all of the different realms, and even in the social media that you watch now. There'll be what do they call that? Limited hangout, where you'll get you'll whet your appetite just a bit, but then it'll stop at a certain point, and so that you feel like you've researched it, you feel like you've gone deep into it, but you really haven't, because there are gatekeepers there that are keeping the information from you, but giving you just the amount of information so that it'll kind of satiate your appetite for the information, and you'll forget to go any deeper. And so this idea of gatekeepers of information, I think, is also applicable to religion as well, in a large sense. That you cannot access your creator directly. You have to go through us, and we know better, so give us money, or work for us, or do something for us, or worship this, but we don't have to worship anything. We just have to connect with God. We're one. So gatekeepers of information, I think, is something I wanted to talk about, because I think it's, in addition to, like, when I first started doing channeling, there are many different beings that came through. I mean, it was just surprising. Like, oh wow, this is not what I was expecting. I was kind of expecting just like, yay, beauty and love and light. And it was just, wow, there's a lot of different beings out there, and there's a lot of trickster beings, and there's all kinds of things. But what I learned from that is that what it is a practice of discernment, and to say that you shouldn't even go there. Is, for me, just, why not, right? All of the religious people have gone there. When you start to meditate, you go there. It's just part of the path, that you have to understand where you are, and you have to understand that even with the spiritual realm, just as the normal realm, just as, like, if you walk into a new city, you have to have your wits about you, and you have to say, oh, okay, I just talked to this person, but I'm a little bit wary about this thing, this situation. I feel a little, it's the same thing, it's a learning process, and we all have this ability to connect. We are all naturally telepathic. We're all naturally able to connect with source energy and connect with our guides, and it's just a matter of time. And so, but what's happening now, I think, is the gatekeepers of information are just saying, no, no, it's dangerous, it's scary, and it's like, mm, who has the authority to say that is what I'm always kind of like, who granted someone the authority to say something like that or to have that opinion? Um, and so that's, yeah, right. And and if whoever it is, why do they have the ability to grant that authority? It's like we're all just humans here. We're all just we're all on the same boat. So how can so this is yeah. Um, and so this leads me to the next step, which I thought was very interesting during the 3 years of craziness. Um, and this is, well, the noble lie, right, that Plato talked about, that sometimes that the society or the elite have to create this lie in order to create, what is the word, in order to maintain social harmony, right? And because the belief is that information is dangerous, that the people, the normal people out there like me and you, if they knew everything, then it's dangerous. They don't have the responsibility that the leaders do, right? And this is the idea. And it's just like, I don't really think so. Um, I think it's more important for us to be given the information and then let us figure it out. I think that makes more sense rather than, yeah. So this limited hangout idea, in order to create social harmony, right? Um, and I think that was something about that came out. This is dangerous to our democracy was a phrase that was thrown around a lot in the past 3 years, right? That knowing the information is dangerous, right? And I had a lot of debates with people about this too, like about that people shouldn't know things and it's dangerous to know things. And I really, I think, I think that's really, really underestimating the intelligence of humankind. We are a lot more smart than we give us. We're a lot smarter than we give ourselves credit for, and so I think what we're going into now is a place where everything's being revealed, and everything is being revealed to us, and it is difficult. It's going to be really difficult, and that brings me to my next point. And the last point is that, um, so yeah, Amelia is a being that I was contacting a while ago, and she came in. She came in. Actually, I teach guitar. One of the many jobs I do, I teach guitar, and I was in the guitar studio waiting for some students, and I was just practicing warming up, and then I noticed with my third eye that there was a being sitting in the chair, and I thought, oh, and she looked like she really wanted to get my attention, and she's really like, hey, hey, and I was like, I need to practice. I don't have much time. I need to, my students are coming soon, and then she just came up and she started talking, and she's like, well, we really got to talk about all this stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's about to happen, and I was like, all right, but let me just practice. I'm just, I just got to finish this. And so this morning in my meditation, I contacted her, and I contacted her again this afternoon. And so this happened, and then also there's some new information that's happening now in Japan. Soon there's going to be what's called the Osaka Exposition. It's a kind of world fair sort of thing, or exposition sort of thing. And there are supposedly countries represented from all over the world that will have pavilions, and so that's happening. And then there are rumors that there might be that a lot of people might get sick or something like that, right? A lot of people might catch a cold, and in addition to that, there are from the law has changed in Japan, similar to what's happening in Europe with the censorship. So they're changing the censorship laws from April 1st. So a lot of things seem to be kind of converging, and whether or not this is going to happen or not, I'm not quite sure. But the message that I got from Amelia is that so the energy here is going to start picking up. Now, whether or not this is going to go to the rest of the world, I don't know. This could be every country has its own kind of reckoning, I guess. Um, and so I'm not sure if this is just within Japan, but I do know, I remember that the Princess Diamond uh, cruise ship that happened, that was, I think, in, so not 2020, I think it was the March 2020 or somewhere around there, that there was the Princess Diamond cruise ship that a lot of people got sick and they were quarantined at a dock in Japan. And that was the beginning of our years of craziness. So I don't know if that's another story that will start a narrative that's about to be put in our world. I'm not sure, but according to Amelia, things are about to pick up here. And the way that I see these things is that it's all narratives. We are in this ascension process. And so these are all narratives that are playing out to help us to understand ourselves and to understand our frequency as well. And also as training, if we are going to be ascended, if we're ascending, then we really need to be able to handle many different situations and also to discern what the truth is. And one more thing, one more aspect of this thing is that with these sicknesses that come out, I always find that the sickness or the cold, let's just call it, the cold is usually not a big thing. It's usually the medicine that they give you to fix the cold is usually the thing that makes you sick. So, um, and I think it's always the same story. Whoever's the director, they just can't. They're just making the same movie over and over again. So that's also part of it too. So understanding that um, when fear is being generated around a cold, um, yeah, and so that is also the thing. There's a phrase in Japan. It's called "yamai wa kikara," which means that all sickness and all problems, issues with your body come from your emotions, and and it's very true. I mean, if you are in fear or sadness or hopelessness, um, your immune system weakens as well. So this message is, I guess, as much for me as much, and maybe not for the rest of the world, but I'm not sure if it affects the rest of the world. But something seems to be brewing here. Interesting timing, spring, the windy time. So the wind always brings up everything. But we'll see. But I think with all of these things, it's really important to always walk the middle path and to understand that all of these stories need to be played out. We need, as humans, to be able to find our way, to be able to walk that middle path when it seems like the both sides are just going crazy. But to always remember that they're always stories. And the final thing I wanted to say before I'm just talking a mile a minute here, but the final thing I wanted to say is that the Course in Miracles really helped me out a lot. I was doing the lessons for about 6 years straight, and I'm taking kind of like a break, I guess. I read it occasionally, but trying to distance myself a bit because I think it's important to, like, whenever you get information, to be able to internalize it and not be so. Yeah, it's just a process, and just like learning how to write music, you study all of the theory, but then when you start to write, you try not to go in a theoretical way. You want to try to internalize it all and just kind of feel it out as you go. So but 3 lessons that always stick out in my mind whenever these things happen is, one is that I don't know what anything is for. And then also after that is that everything is for my own good. So we don't know what anything's for, so we can't really judge it. We can't really be afraid of it because, man, it's there. We don't know what it's for. Many people might say that it's for one thing or another, and that's a big business out on this new landscape that we're all in. But I would say that we really don't know for sure. We can only guess. We only see the tip of the iceberg. We don't really know what's really going on. So that, and the other one that always comes out is that give me your blessing, Holy Son of God, for I would see you with the eyes of Christ and see my perfect sinlessness in you. That one, and then the other one that now I'm blanking on for some reason, which is interesting. Um, Let me not forget that I am one with Source, and you have to. These are I'm kind of paraphrasing. Let me not forget that I am one with Source, uh, at one with all of my brothers and all of creation in perfect peace and stillness. I find that those three lessons always come up whenever these things come up, when the story seems to be going a little bit wild and I'm walking down that middle path. I'm like, whoa, scary stories. But always to remember that, I'm just walking down the middle path and we're watching these narratives, these stories play out. But we, as the light workers, are here to the bring the balance and balance everything and ground it, and also be the ones that will be able to see that it is happening, but we are happening too, and we are love and we are hope, and we're bringing the love and hope, um, so that we have a story as well. So these stories aren't the only story. We have a story that we're bringing it. We're shining our light into it. So that's what I wanted to say today. So yeah. I'm going to go into a channeling, and I'm going to ask if they have anything else to add about this or anything else that they'd like to talk about. Whether or not this is just a Japanese thing or if it's going to go around the rest of the world. We'll see. So here you go. Greetings. We are that one that you know. It's Yeshua. And we're here, and we're here, and we're here with all of you. And what we would like you all to remember is that you have nothing to worry about. You are made of love, and that everything that you do is love. And so that when you are walking through these times that seem very, very confusing, times where it is hard to see where you are and where you're going, always remember that you have the universe at your back. The universe is there to help you. The universe is there supporting you. Always remember that when you are going through these times, that you are never, ever, ever alone. And we mean this in both ways, that we have your back as well. We are with you. All you need to do is call on us. But in addition to this, you are all one. You are all connected. And this is the most important part that we'd like you all to remember. You are all one. You are all connected. And so when you see in the outside world things that don't resonate with you the way that you think the world should be, go inside, go deep into that place where everyone connects, and bring that love and bring that light out, and shine that love and light out into that mass consciousness, into the oneness consciousness. This is more powerful than anything that you would do physically on this third dimension. Your ability to connect with the mass consciousness is your superpower. So this is what we would say in these times when the waves become rough around you. Go inside, close your eyes, go inside for longer than normal. Maybe some of you meditate every day. Meditate more, meditate longer. Maybe you meditate for 15 minutes, meditate for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. This will help you to weather the storms that are happening all around you. And to answer this question about whether or not this is only confined to Japan, we would say that you are operating on your planet at this moment in a global way, in that sense that what happens in one country has been happening and will be happening in all of the different countries. But the difference is that each country has a very specific way of dealing with these issues. They have a national culture, and that is what will be revealed. But understand, with all of you, that the light has already won. That what is happening is a playing out of stories for you to understand and for you to grow. So we would suggest not going into fear, because fear will generate more fear. But go into love. Go inside of yourself into love, and then project that love out into all of the situations, and you will see the miracles. You will see the miracle that you can create when all of you go inside and project out love. All right. So, yeah, I think I might be like coming in and out of, yeah. So, let's do a pocket of peace, and this is, wow, that was very intense energy from him. Do a pocket of peace for all of this stuff. So, yeah, pocket of peace. So let's do a pocket of peace. Let's shine our energy out into these stories and turn them into love stories. All right, here we go. So pocket of peace is a guided meditation. You're free to join in if you'd like. If you don't want to join in, that's fine as well. And you're free to join in however you'd like. You know, some people sing, dance, light language, play music, whatever you want. Yeah, here we go. A pocket of peace. I'd like you to imagine that you're in a place that makes you feel the most relaxed. I'd like you to imagine that you're there. And everything is just so relaxed. Take a few deep breaths in that space. And then I'd like you to imagine this mist of unconditional love. This mist of unconditional love comes in and wraps around you in a gentle, energetic hug. It makes you feel like you are home, and it makes you feel like you are love, which you are. And this is unconditional love, which means that there are no barriers placed on it. You are loved exactly as you are. No matter how much money you have, no matter how much money you don't have, how many things you have, how many things you don't have, whatever it is that you've done or haven't done, you're just loved unconditionally, exactly as you are. You're perfect. And this is your birthright, because it is also what you're made of as well. You're made of unconditional love. And when you come down here, you forget it. But here we are in this moment, remembering it, remembering that you're unconditional love and how beautiful you are, how perfect you are. And in this love, there's no worry, there's no regret, because you're just here and you're in love and you're at home, more at home than you've ever felt before, wherever you are. And this gentle, unconditional love just starts to warm up your heart and warm up the rest of your body. And all that pain and all that sadness and all that anger and fear just washes away. It's just all washed away, and you're just filled with peace and stillness and love. And this love just wants to expand, and it starts to expand throughout your room, and then it expands outside of the space that you're in or the place that you're in. And everything around you is touched with this light and this love. All of the chairs, all of the people, all of the windows, all of the grains of sand. And it goes out now into all of the riverways, the ocean waves, the highways, the byways, the subways, all of the tunnel ways, and even into the frequency waves, all of the G's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 G's. And it goes out into all of the frequencies, and it's just generating unconditional love. That is your power, and it is also your birthright. It is who you are. Whatever you do, you make love, because that is who you are. You are making love at this moment by just being where you are. And you're sending this love out, and it's going deep into the mass consciousness at the speed of love, which is the fastest speed. And it is the only speed because it is the only truth. It is the only truth available on this planet and on all of the other planets. Love, love, love. And this love is just shining out, and it makes you feel so good. And you can see everyone around the world stopping what they're doing and saying, yeah, I'm feeling this love. You know what? I felt like I was in this dark place where I didn't know where I was, but you know what? I feel like I'm at home now. And not only do I feel at home, I feel like I've got this thing now. I feel like this cannot get me down. I am stronger than this. I am so much bigger. Look at me. I'm larger than anything. I'm made of love. I am made of pure, unconditional love. And we're just shining that love out into all these stories. And like that, they're all love stories now. Look at that story. That's a love story. These stories that we were talking about here in this country as well, they're all love stories now. Love stories, love stories, love stories, love stories. We flipped the script. This script was coming in to try to bring in some fear, but now we're bringing in the love. We're bringing in the love because we're looking underneath it. We're saying, oh, what? Look at that. There's some love in there, and there's some love over there, and some love over there. And look at that. And now we're bringing in the love, and we're shining the light. And when we shine the light, the shadows have to fall away. And all that is left is love. And so all stories of sadness, of fear, of anger are turned into love stories. And this is not just for one country, but all throughout the world and all throughout the universe now. We've changed it all into a love story. And all of those people who are suffering now, suffering, lost, not knowing where they are, now they realize that they are the light and they are the love. And you can see they just light up, and they light up the place that they're in, and everyone around them just steps back and says, wow, that was so beautiful. What are they doing? I want to do that as well. And so everyone around the world is saying, yes, yes, yes. That's what we want. We want that love, and we want to be love, and we just want to remember that we are love. All right. So, all right, Pocket of Peace for day 327, March 14th, I think it is. Hope you guys are hopeful. Yeah. So, ciao for now, and as they say, or as they don't say, go beach. All right, ciao.